Welcome to the Mind Over Money podcast with Jessen James.
Hey, it's Jessen James here, and welcome to another episode of the Mind Over Money podcast. Welcome to our show. If you are new to us, welcome to our family. If you are not new, welcome back. And you know the drill. If you haven't done so already, why haven't you liked us and subscribed to us on your favorite platform? Make sure you do that. Make sure you leave us a review as well. Please just, if you could just do that little thing, it will allow me to reach more people. And why would you want to even do that? Because the world's in a messed up place, my friends, and people need good, free content to consume because the podcast world is very, very noisy. So make sure you do that. Now let's get stuck into this particular episode. Now, this particular episode, I want to focus on something that might hit a nerve with some of you, might even wake you up and might help you realize that perhaps you've been getting it all wrong all along. Now, what am I talking about? Well, look, I was having a conversation with one of my clients the other day, and she was telling me that, hey, do you know what? I love my business. I want to grow it. I want to expand it. I'm just having all of these challenges in my business. And she started rattling off all the problems, from staffing issues to systems to processes to documents, you name it. She was just rattling off all these things. And I just stopped her for a second. I said, let me ask you a question. Are you operating from a place of love or a place of fear? And she stopped and she went, well, no, love. I love my business. I love what I do. And I went, let me ask you again. Are you operating from a place of love or fear? And she said, I don't know what you mean, Jess. I said, well, let me give you another example. When you wake up in the morning, are you bouncing out of bed, looking forward to dive into work? Or are you waking up worrying about all the fires you need to put out and all the problems that you need to solve? And in that moment, it's like a light switch went off in her head. And she went, oh my God, I thought all this time that I was operating from a place of love, but I've been actually operating from a place of fear. Now, why should that be relevant to you? Well, listen up. Maybe some of you right now think that you love your life, think that you love your job, think that you love your career, and think that you love what you do every single day. And chances are, maybe you've been consciously saying this to yourself, but unconsciously, you're actually vibrating on the frequency of fear. Now, what does that mean? It basically means that your nervous system is in overdrive because you're constantly worrying about what's going to go wrong, what's going to happen next, and how am I going to put out this fire, and how am I going to solve this, and how am I going to do that? Unconsciously, that's the pattern you're running. Consciously, you're telling everybody that you love what you do. I love my job. I love my colleagues. Yay, I love everybody. No, but deep down, you're worrying. So what is that telling you? Your conscious and your unconscious are out of sync, which basically means you are operating, call it your operating system, you're operating from a place of fear, not love. You see, when you say you love what you do and you actually vibrate from a frequency of love, as in you're waking up on fire, you're waking up happy, you're waking up passionate, you're waking up not wanting to wait a single second more, you want to get on with what it is that you want to do, then you know you have conscious mind, unconscious mind integration when it comes to your work and what you do in life. Now, why am I sharing that with you? Because look, this is the Mind Over Money podcast. The majority of you watching this and listening to this right now are people who are wanting to improve their financial lives, or at least maintain what they've already got. And let's be honest, if you are in business or you are in a job right now, you will spend more of your waking hours at work in your business than you will in your personal life. Let's be perfectly honest. So isn't it okay for you to love what you actually do? Isn't it okay for you to vibrate from a place of love every day instead of a place of fear? Because some of us have been tricking ourselves into believing that we're actually in love with what we do, when really we're just disguising the fact that we're deeply unhappy. And look, maybe I'm just saying this to wake you up right now because I want you to be better. As I always say to you, those of you who listen to me, awareness is your biggest gift. Awareness is your biggest asset. The more aware you are of something, the more you can correct it. So here's an exercise for you. I want you to analyze your behavior when you wake up in the morning. Are you springing out of bed, excited to get to work, excited to live your life? Or are you waking up with worry? And if your answer is worry, then chances are then you are not operating from a place of love. You are operating from a place of fear. And that, my friends, is playing havoc with your nervous system right now, which is going to cause more stress, which will then cause more illness. Hence why they call it disease. Why? Because stress causes dis-ease within the body. And then it manifests itself into all kinds of things, from autoimmune conditions to all kinds of cancers and all kinds of stuff that goes on. So why am I telling you that? Because your health is your biggest asset, my friend. How can you go to work if you are not well? And right now you might not be feeling it because you go, oh, I'm all right, I'll get up and I do my thing or whatever. But I want you to understand, every time that you wake up with fear, you are dropping poison into your bloodstream. And you are dropping more and more of it every single day. And it just starts to build up to the point where your body goes, I'm not doing this anymore. Don't be that person. I know some of you are strong. I know some of you are resilient. I'm telling you this as someone who's strong, as someone who's resilient, who's someone that can put up and tolerate with a lot of stuff. But even I need to know when to step back. And I've done it for many, many years where I've operated from a place of fear and worry and stress and this and that. And it doesn't serve me. Now, I'm not telling you that I love absolutely everything that I do right now. I'm not. I'll be lying. Why? Because let's be perfectly honest. There are certain things in business. I'm an entrepreneur. There are certain things in business that you don't enjoy. And that's part of it. You can't enjoy absolutely every single thing that you do. But for me, 80% of the time, I love what I do. For example, this podcast. I couldn't wait to shoot this particular podcast. I was so happy. I was like, man, I can't wait to talk about this subject. Why? Because I love it. This doesn't feel like work. How is this work? I love it. But then there's also times when I'm doing stuff that I don't enjoy. For example, having to deal with spreadsheets and KPIs and meetings and this and that. I can't say I enjoy it. When problems land on my desk, of course, I'm like, oh man, of course I'm going to how do I put this fire out or whatever. But I have to also tap into the love for myself and the love for what I do, and also know when to switch off. Because at the end of the day, if I go home and go to bed and I'm still worrying about something that happened at work, then chances are I'm just going to stress myself out for no reason. I'm going to cause more dis-ease in my body. I'm not going to sleep particularly well. And then I wake up in the morning, not rested, tired, and my problem is still there. Doesn't help, does it? So what can I do instead? I go to bed asking my unconscious mind to find me a solution. I park the problem and I go to sleep, and I sleep like a freaking baby. Why? Because then when I wake up, my unconscious mind has helped me process a solution. My problem is still there because I still need to implement the solution. But you know what? At least I had a good night's sleep. Does that make sense? So if you're worrying about stuff at night, put it on the freaking floor and go to bed and pick it up. It will still be there in the bloody morning. There's no point sleeping with it, hugging it, cuddling it, hoping it disappears. It's not going to go anywhere. If there's nothing you can do in that moment to make it better, then why are you beating yourself up? Does that make sense? So when love comes into it, love yourself enough to park stuff that stresses you out when you can't do anything about it. There's times when I tell my team, don't tell me this right now because there's nothing I can do about it and I don't want to know. And they know that. And the reason for that is very, very simple. I'm protecting my own mental space. Today, as I'm in front of this camera right now, this is one of my recording days. It's one of my content creation days. Not one of my team members brings me one single problem. They don't bring any challenges to me. They don't ask me stuff. They don't create any drama for me. Why? Because I love this day. Today is about me. It's about creating content for you, my audience. I love it. I love every single second of it. If they bring me problems and stuff, it affects my energy, it affects my mind space, it affects my creativity. Therefore, I can't show up for you guys. Therefore, I have a zero tolerance policy when it comes to problems and stuff on my content creation days. And that's very, very simple. I just implement it and it's done. Why? Because there's nothing I can do about it today, and I don't want to do anything about it today because I'm here for you guys. I'm creating content. Make sense? It will still be there tomorrow, but I'll worry about it then. It's all good. And you got to train yourself to do that. But that also stems from self-love. Love yourself enough to know when to say no. Love yourself enough to know when to say not now. Love yourself enough to know when to park stuff because it's not serving you in this moment. There's nothing you can do about it anyway. Make sense? So I hope this episode serves you in some way or form, but I really want you to analyze when you wake up tomorrow. Are you jumping up with the joy and love inside of you, or are you waking up with fear and anxiety and worry inside of you? Because if you are wreaking havoc on your nervous system, and I implore you to go and do something about it. Either speak to someone and get some help with that, or start looking at what you can do that you do love, or at least look at how you can better deal with your problems. Because at the end of the day, the problem isn't really the problem. The problem is how you deal with the problem. That's the problem. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you haven't done so already, don't leave. Don't go just yet. Make sure you subscribe to me on your favorite platform. Make sure you leave me a review, please. Even if it's a one-liner, two-liner, just telling everyone how Jessen is amazing and you hit that 5-star, whatever it is, just say something. Why? Because it helps other people sift through all the noise when it comes to podcasts. I'm out here to try and help people in their personal, professional, and financial lives. I don't get paid for this stuff. I just do it from love. I enjoy it, and I hope you can help me reach more people out there. And remember to share this episode if it resonated with you in any way or form with someone that you care about and that you love dearly. All right. So my name is Jessen James. It's been a pleasure to be your host on the Mind Over Money podcast. Until the next episode, I wish you all the wealth, health, success, and happiness that you truly, truly deserve. Take care for now.
You've been listening to the Mind Over Money podcast with Jessen James. Don't forget to subscribe and follow on all the channels, links in the show notes. Please also leave a review and visit www.jessenjames.com to find more resources on how to create the life you deserve.